Well, Ariana Jansen was a Southern Suburb school from Cape Town, studied graphic design, and was, just as everyone says, your average, your normal, young adult who was really starting to build a life of her own. And I was lucky enough to meet Ari back in 2005, and we dated until she passed away in 2011.
The first time I entered the room and I saw the booth, they told us that it was for the children. I was really excited. It was really cool to know that there was a space for us.
My experience here, it was good, but I didn't like needles, so I didn't like to be here. There's a lot of people that have cancer, my age. They're always bored and stuff.
The space constraint was the biggest challenge that we had, and it had to be movable. Everything has to be built in, and that's where the concept of it came from.
The booth came about literally by me taking Kirsty over to Red Cross and Dr. Davidson telling her, this is a South African reality. We don't have the space and we don't have the staff. But what I can give you is a 2x2 space. What can you do with that?
It focuses on two issues, which one is a kind of multimedia experience, but also there's a little pod for comfort so that you can really, in theory, just lie there and listen to music and have your treatment.
We see about 130 to 140 patients per year between the ages of 13 and 30.
It's just a space for them to feel at home. It's got a great energy, there's a lot of vibrant colours that we've used in the design, trying to really make it a space that appeals to a young adult.
So we talk about AYAs, adolescents and young adults. In some units overseas, you are defined as a child until you are 19. In South Africa, you are defined as a child up until the age of 13. After 13, you are required to access the adult cancer units. The treatment protocols are very extended. They extend over about 6 months to a year. So it's quite a long time out of a relatively short lifespan to date that these adolescents are required to be in and out of hospital, needles, radiation, losing hair, being subjected to all kinds of things that their peers are not.
It's been fantastic for us, I think, to get some testimonies of youth that have actually used the booth and said, how excited they were to come and get to see this youth booth instead of saying, I'm coming to the hospital for treatment. So it's it's a blessing to have this mind shift in youth.
But often we find that by the end of the journey that they actually are in a position to help other patients, that they reach out to other adolescents and other young adults, and that they develop that individual personal interaction along the route.
Most of the interactions are very positive. People tend to be very supportive, so it's a big plus. And that's another component to the sort of psychosocial wellness. So these are all areas of interest for us.
But to start off with, I think the social media interaction is critical for those patients, and the privacy, and I think that's what the booth helps with.
Well, the ideal, the long-term vision is to have our own separate ward or home where all teenagers and young adults throughout the country can come and receive their treatment.
Well, it would be really cool if it was a room, if there was obviously more devices, more stuff that keep people entertained, where this could be incorporated.
Our biggest thing that we want to do is create awareness that cancer is a real disease, that it doesn't affect just granny and grandpa, it affects everyone. It doesn't discriminate your color, your weight, your height, what your likes are. Cancer can come at any time.
If there's one other aspect of the foundation that I'd speak to, it's the catchphrase we go about, which is live, laugh, love. And I think if I've learned anything after my sister passed away is that as much as it's difficult to deal with something like that, it really gives you an appreciation for life. To live life to the full love generously, and have fun. And without a doubt, it's the people in your life, the time. You know, there's nothing more precious than time. And so, if I could encourage anyone and everyone out there, it's just to be aware of how unexpectedly short life is. And so, yeah, live, laugh, love.